Don Global presents the DG Recruit podcast on everything headhunting and recruitment. Achieve the life and career you envision. What's up, game changers? It's your host, Don, founder of Don Global, the headhunting and career coaching company helping you achieve the life and career you envision. In today's DG Recruit episode, we'll cover why headhunting and HR are two completely different things. An issue I come up with a lot while describing what headhunting is that people in the general public think that headhunting and recruitment is somehow equivalated to HR. I want to give you a little bit of a clarification on why that is really not the case and how that perception is very, very, very incorrect on many other fronts. But first, let me explain what HR is. Human resources, otherwise known as HR, is a division in an organization that typically handles things like benefits, vacation days, disciplinary actions, anything related to people, really. So, if you had organizational behavior, that would probably fall under HR. Anything people related, obviously, because of the name of it having human in it, falls under that department. But it's just a department. So that department is not necessarily the same as what recruitment means. So HR, because it covers all things people, obviously recruitment falls under it. But that's internal recruitment. So internal recruitment is a function that sits within HR. Sometimes in smaller companies, it is HR. HR is responsible for internal recruitment. What happens is these people in HR, the group, the size, these people are responsible for trying to staff up as best they can the roles that they need to do for their constituents. So their constituents are their internal teams, and these people are sitting across all the disciplinary functions, whether that's finance or executive branch or, operations, could be regulatory, could be compliance, depending on what industry, marketing, analytics, technology, blah, blah, blah. Every single function obviously needs HR because they need to have people in them and manage the people within them. So whether that's training or recruitment or just whatever, they need these HR to work with them. So HR needs to satisfy these teams. And so when there is a hiring need, the HR group sometimes is big enough where they have a dedicated team of internal recruiters. Internal recruiters, most of the time, and actually not even most of the time, could be permanent staff where they're in-house, they get a regular salary, and they're tasked with the responsibility of looking for staff. However, there are also times where there are massive inflows of hiring where you need to get a bunch of contract recruiters as well. And contract recruiters, again, these people are just internal recruiters recruiting for the same employer. However, they're just doing it on an hourly basis and they're earning it from home or on site, whatever the case may be. So again, those are terms that are all at this point still internal. Headhunting is an external recruitment function. That means we do not work within any company, and we certainly don't work on an hourly basis. We are judged by our results. Headhunters, otherwise known as external recruiters, we are judged and we are paid when we make a placement. Till then, we don't get paid under normal circumstances, and also we don't get any credit until we do our job of successfully placing somebody at a client site or a firm, whether it be contract or perm. We do not have any part of the process because we didn't do anything. So it only matters in external recruitment that we are able to curate a group of candidates across all different clients that we can then place them at another client site. So let's just simplify kind of what headhunting ends up being. You have 100 companies in the world. Let's say that's just however many people that exist. 10 companies hire us to recruit for them. So what happens is we'll go to the other 90 and we'll look in those departments and we'll take whoever we can get from those 90 companies who's ready to move and put them into the 10 companies that are paying us for our work. And that's how different recruitment as in external recruitment, is from internal recruitment, because internal recruiters are posting ads and are largely also, calling, responding to those ads, but they're probably unable to do what we do, which is aggressively attack and poach the 90% of companies that we need to recruit from. Unfortunately, internal recruiters, because they have a different incentive structure in place, they earn an hourly fee, they're just not as fussed to work as hard as we do as headhunters, because we need to make money. And every deal, every placement is worth anywhere from $20K up to $100,000 or more. So you can see the incentive structure, an hourly rate of a few $100 cannot compare to a 5 to 6 digit payout. So that is why external headhunters make so much more than internal staff. If you look at an HR person, what do they make on a yearly basis? Well, let's look at the entry-level HR jobs. They're probably making 40, 50, right? That's the base. That's how much they're getting. Now, at a larger, more rich startup or a larger corporation, could they make 70, 60? Sure, absolutely. But a lot of times, you're making anywhere from 40 to 60, and that's all inclusive of your base. You might get a little bit of bonus. Okay, fine. You hit the lottery. You joined the coolest, most up-and-coming HR firm as a junior person right out of college. You joined the coolest company right out of college. Maybe you're earning 80. I would say you can't make more than that on a junior level. Recruitment, as in external recruitment, looks very different. Year one, my base was 35. But I took home about 80 something. So I'm already earning more than the majority of people, sometimes even close to double other people who start out in HR as an associate, right? Or junior HR staff. And so the difference is the job. Why are these two people being paid so differently? Well, in HR, you're looking at someone who's a lot more risk averse. These people want a fixed salary. So 60K, that sounds good to me. I'm just going to go home, do the 60K worth of work, and I go home. But headhunters, because we earn commission, the sky's the limit. We want to work hard. We want to get that deal. We want to get that next client. We want to get that next candidate, right? So you're looking at very different payout structures, which means these people also behave much differently. Here's another tidbit about HR and recruitment and the sort of difference between the two. So HR has a budget to recruit. And when they recruit, guess what? They don't like to spend that whole budget. In fact, they like to save that budget. So what goes against their incentive? Recruiters, headhunters. When we come into the picture, they lose some of that budget to us. That does not make them happy. In cases, I've even seen HR people steal from me and steal from my colleagues. Some of these HR people are happy taking candidates from us and making some BS reason why they deserve to keep them. And our firms, due to the fact that we're trying to keep the client relationship, will let one or two slide. And this is a real shame. And this is why recruiters and headhunters do not like HR staff much, because when they're not trying to steal from us, they're trying to limit our interactions with the hiring entities, the hiring managers. The people who are leading these divisions, the finance guys and gals, the tech guys and gals, the marketing guys and gals, the people in control of these departments want to use us because we're experts in what we do. All day long, we're generating candidates. And obviously that comes with a fee, that comes with a price. So a lot of times HR will come into the picture and try to limit that and say, don't go direct to our hiring managers, work through us. Of course you want us to work through you because you're going to try your hardest to drag your feet not to pay us because you're trying to save money, right? So any headhunting professional, any recruitment professional in today's world will not be a big fan of HR because they're always blocking us. We call them gatekeepers. They don't let us through the door. They're trying to save on the budget. Ultimately, are they going to be able to place themselves, the candidate? Potentially, maybe, but job adverts do not attract the best of the best. They attract bottom of the barrel, people that are looking to move, stuff that, again, we tell you all the time in daily Don coachings, don't wait to look for a job when you need to look for a job. You should always be well networked. And this is what we're talking about. The best people are not on job portals. They're exclusive. They know people, other people want them. They're in a network that other people aren't part of. So they're not on Career Builder, and they're certainly not in Monster, and they're not on Indeed either. You have to work very hard for them. You have to build relationships with them, and then you can be part of their inner circle.
right? So overall, headhunters and recruiters are very different, look, sound, feel, act, think very differently from HR staff. Again, HR staff, they're happy, year 4 or 5 year of their career making $80,000. They're happy with that. Recruiters, headhunters, we are not. We are salespeople. We want 6-figure income day 2. We're greedy. We want success and we want that now. We don't want to wait. 60K, 70K, 80K every year is not exciting to me. It's not exciting. I don't want that. That's not a lot of money. I want 6 figures and I want 6 figures now. I don't see why I have to wait till I'm 50 to start earning that money. So that's the difference between a salesperson and your 9-to-5er HR status type, right? So that's the general separation between the two. And it's very important to know the difference because we and HR, for the most part, are not best friends. A lot of times, headhunters who aren't making $200 to $300 a year end up going into HR, or really successful headhunters who, for personal reasons, decided to leave agency recruitment, they will go into HR roles at a very senior level. Okay, at that range, absolutely, they're earning 160, 170, 180, sure. And that's skipping a few stones, right? That's skipping a few steps. So that's wonderful. We've seen that happen, and I'm happy for those headhunters who have been able to do that. Have we seen HR staff turn into good headhunters? Very infrequently, but yes, they're out there. HR people who realize, hey, I want to actually be making some serious money. I don't want this sort of like eek type of strategy. Those HR people, yeah, absolutely. They can do very well in recruitment. So the door does swing. But if the door isn't swinging, those are two staunchly opposed partners. They do not like each other. Let's just put it like that. Because again, these philosophies, the approach to life, a way they look at money, that's a huge differentiator of personality type and sort of life mindset, right? So you're looking at two very different groups of people. I hope this helped clarify the difference between headhunting and HR.
I hope DG Recruit is helping you understand the realities, challenges, and opportunities when it comes to headhunting and recruitment. Whether you're already a top biller or an aspiring headhunter, I'd love to get to know you. Sign up at donnaglobal.com to stay in touch on all aspects of career coaching and headhunting. Connect with me on LinkedIn. I'll see you there. Thanks for tuning in to DG Recruit. This has been a production of Donna Global.